It's time now for a look at latest in local news. In the news, schools in Wayne County open Friday. Today's open house for all public Wayne County schools. Time for pre-K students and parents today from 1 to 2. All other schools from 3:30 to 6 p.m. At the high school, they're conducting a freshman orientation today from 12:30 to 3 p.m. They're also providing lunch at 12 noon for the freshmen. Parents are asked to join their freshman students at 2:30 today for a brief informational session in the high school auditorium. Then they'll visit the teachers' classrooms for open house at 3 p.m. Wayne County School Superintendent Dr. Sean Kelly will be our guest tomorrow on the world famous Butch and Bob Show to talk about the beginning of the school year. Again, open house today for all public schools between 3:30 and 6, and for pre-K students from 1 to 2. This Saturday, the Wayne County Board of Tourism's inaugural Touch a Truck Back to School event. It will feature heavy equipment, emergency vehicles, tow trucks, bucket trucks, along with food and informational booths where kids can see them up close. The event will be centered around West Walnut Street between North Macon and Northeast Broad Streets. Streets will be closed to vehicles. First hour of the event will be quiet hour for sensory-sensitive children. During this time, no sirens will be used. Visitors are encouraged to shop local businesses in the downtown area for back-to-school supplies. For vendor or booth information, contact Heather Albin at the Wayne County Board of Tourism office at 912-427-3233. For vehicle participation information, contact Donnie Ray at 912-424-0376. It looks like it's going to be a big event this Saturday. Again, Touch a Truck in downtown Jesup between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, on Tuesday night, the Jesup City Council met. The controversial issue was a simple request by Councilwoman Pamela Schuman to put a line item of public participation on the city agenda. Here were some of her comments on Tuesday night.
Item down there, or a line item down there, that says something about public participation. We don't have to call it that. But what I do know is the will has already been invented as to how that looks. We were talking earlier, County Commissioner Hickox, Ms. Jane, we were talking earlier about the length of meetings. We've always had very short meetings from about 7 until 8. So I don't want this item to prolong the meetings at all. I would recommend possibly just a 30-minute window of time. Each person would have about 5 minutes to speak. And as a board, we sit, we listen. We don't have to respond, we just listen and hear them out. And if there's something we need to act on, we'll act on it at a later time. But a back and forth is not something that I'm saying. I am saying that I have been, and I say this, I'm a freshman commissioner. Because this is only my second year. I started January of 22. I'm midway, today is August 1st of 23. So I've only been a commissioner just for a short amount of time. But I received several phone calls here. What I would have is them to call and they state their name and what their concern is. And then they're on the agenda. It's right down here at the bottom. And it goes back again to setting the tone. I'd rather something like that be at the very end of the agenda when we're going through all of our concerns or the things that we want to say.
And once again, some of the comments by Pam Schuman. The simple request became a 40-minute discussion Tuesday night as both Commissioners Tim Cockfield and Bill Harvey were dead set against the idea. Harvey stated, quote, something like that can get out of hand in a hurry, end quote. Tim Cockfield says the city of Jesup's never had public participation on their agenda. He says if someone wants to get on the agenda, all they have to do is call the city manager and a request to be put on the agenda. Schuman made a motion for the line item at one of the city meetings per month, limited to 30 minutes, and allow each person who signs up just 5 minutes to speak. It was seconded and passed by a 4-2 vote. Mayor Hickox was in favor of the idea, told the board that he could control any outburst and that people just sometimes need to be heard, to which Tim Cockfield said maybe they need to see a shrink. The motion again came to a vote, passed 4-2, with only Commissioner Tim Cockfield and Bill Harvey voting no. Schuman, Shirley Armstrong, Joe Arati, and Stanley Todd all voted yes. Joe Arati, the new appointed commissioner in District 5, again appointed by the governor on Monday. Roddy says he has no plans to run for the seat in November. Qualifying for the seats open in the mayor's position begins Monday, August 21st. For the second meeting in a row, the council had an executive session to discuss personnel, and in both sessions, the closed-door session was close to an hour each, both resulting with the announcement that no action was taken, both times behind closed doors, without the city manager, Rose Marcus. WIFO fam has learned that she's the person that's being discussed behind closed doors since Perry Morgan's appearance on the Butch and Bob Show, where he stated on the record that the city manager instructed him to fire an officer. He simply refused to do so. He also stated on the record that both he and the officer were supposed to head to training, which was already paid for, but the city manager instructed him that he would not be going. Since that interview, we asked the city manager to appear on the Butch and Bob show. She refused. No one else is talking, but no one is disputing one word of what Perry Morgan stated on that 30-minute show, which has become the most listened to Butch and Bob show in the close to 30-year history of the show. And WIFO film will continue to follow the story as it develops, but the two closed-door executive sessions discuss personnel involves the city manager, Rose Marcus. By the way, the officer that Rose Marcus wanted Perry Morgan to fire is still employed by the Jesup Police Department. A couple final notes from the city's Tuesday meeting. Mayor Ralph Hickox announced the contract for the pool construction has been signed. Council pleased with the new pickleball courts that they've just recently built at Cracker Williams Park. And that's a look at your Tuesday City Council meeting. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes and news. Brunswick Judicial Circuit District Attorney Keith Higgins urges members to the public to be vigilant concerning various justice system-related scams. These scams take many forms, including jury duty scams, where people are contacted by scammers claiming they had missed jury duty and must pay a fine to avoid jail time. More recently, a woman whose son is serving a prison sentence contacted the district attorney's office concerning a letter she received reportedly from the Georgia State Board of Pardons and Parole's Supervised Parole Reinstatement Program. 90-day program offered early release from prison for her son if she paid a $970 program fee. Woman in question also received a call from someone claiming to be a representative of the program, detailing how the program works and requesting an initial down payment. Upon examination of the official-looking letter, State Board of Pardons and Parole seal was upside down, contained spelling and typographical errors, listed an AOL.com address as the official email, and required payment to be made by various safe pay platforms. Furthermore, no such program exists. In fact, the Georgia State Board of Pardons and Parole's website is currently running a public alert banner on its homepage announcing they do not ask for payment for any clemency considerations. DA Higgins encourages the public to pay attention when approached with something that may appear too good to be true. John Youngcastle remains in jail, having an attempt to have a bond set denied twice last month. His attorney, Adrian Browning, requested a preliminary hearing. WIFO film has learned that the date of that hearing has been set. The date, Monday, August 21st at 9 a.m. in Courtroom C. Once again, the date of the preliminary hearing, Monday, August 21st at 9 a.m. Wayne County Commissioners set to meet Monday at 6 p.m. in the Commissioners' meeting room. On the agenda under presentations and announcements, Bill Schuman will have a presentation of concept plan for the TIA projects. Under old business, they got an aging advisory committee appointment to be made. Under new business, consider and approve 2023 Legislative Leadership Conference voting delegate for ACCG. Consider and approve the meeting date for September. Consider and approve bids for landscaping services and discussion of CDBG Senior Center project. Items with the administrator, items with the county clerk, items with commissioners, executive session to discuss personnel. All that's set for Monday at 6 at the County Commissioners meeting room. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.